Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Loose Butthole Reviews. This is Beastars episodes 9 and 10.
So where do we begin?
Well,
So,
they address Tim for a brief second and then they kind of brushed him off again for another plot that,
oh yeah, that's funny. It's just like, hey Tim, oh he's gone.
yeah,
But at least the other plot got crazy.
yeah, I can say that, but then
Though,
they also
though I do
started
have,
another
I
plot
have,
that's
I
not
have a
going.
lot of problems.
Now, I want to address another plot,
Yeah,
the
go.
random plot of the carnivore students beating up Lewis, even though there was only one. They've only shown one attack, and they haven't shown anything else of it. That plot seems to be going nowhere in these two episodes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they like introduce that plot and like just nothing.
Also, I didn't I didn't get why or I don't know, like I didn't get why the mayor was like entrusting all that information to
Well, apparently the Beastars is like a big title to get.
yeah.
It's
This
not
is
just something for students. Apparently, it's like marks you gonna be like I guess the next mayor or something. I have no clue.
or like it's like it's almost like valedictorian except like
Uh,
diplomatic immunity.
yeah, I
I don't know.
but that
There's
happened
some
in
crazy
episode
thing.
10.
There's some
Episode
crazy
9
importance.
was kind of slow.
Yeah, episode nine was that I had the most issues with, probably just with like it's kind of like, oh, this is kind of out of nowhere, but I don't know, that it does have some pretty shocking scenes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm liking where it's going. I just wish they like would have at least foreshadowed this coming, or would have at least like brought the organization up at least once or twice in the show, because this literally come out of nowhere. I was like,
Yeah, it
oh
did.
shit, she's getting kidnapped. Okay, uh,
Hmm.
can can we address the Tim mystery though? Like, don't be starting another. Why are we starting another plot? So I have to say I'm conflicted on these episodes because they're good episodes, but for the series as a whole, I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty bad episodes.
Hmm.
Like it seems like
I could say, yeah, I could say it's a little ADD.
yeah, it doesn't seem like wants. It doesn't seem knows where it wants to go, and I have to say some of the character connections aren't really making any sense whatsoever. Like Juno and Lewis automatically like just talking and communicating like they're best friends and stuff like that.
Well, they kind of have a rivalry going,
I get that, but
and I think
it just seems like nothing's happening, but a lot is happening at the same time. If that makes sense.
hmm.
Like they're moving the plot forward in an arbitrary way, and I feel they could have done it a lot better than this.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
We got to go a little bit longer than 5 minutes.
No, I'm just trying to think of what else happened in that episode.
That's what I mean. Like it's very hard to think back on these episodes,
Mm.
and
I mean,
like
I could think. I mean, that last one kind of stole it. Yeah,
yeah, episode 9 is quite weak.
yeah.
It's just a
Except
lot
for
of
like, or the first half of it is weak.
yeah, and then the second half she gets kidnapped and everything. And I have to say
Mm.
the connection with the panda is a bit abrupt. He needed more screen time for his connection to be more believable.
Mm.
He seemed to gotten buddy with Legoshi like instantly just because he was able to save him from those two dudes that randomly wanted to rob Legoshi.
I mean, I think the panda guys. I mean, or Gohan is his name. Uh, is I think he's just naturally kind of good. I mean,
Yeah, I get that
I think he wanted to help. He knew if he
he's like
didn't
a
go there, that
psychotherapist and
would have.
he's a doctor and everything. I get that. It just I wish
I
we
think
had
this
more
is their
time
bond.
with him, you know.
I think this is actually their bonding experience, in
Okay.
my opinion.
I I felt they've bonded before, like they seem to have like a bit of a bond for this that we've missed. That was my feeling on it.
No, I mean they only met the one time.
But I'm not going to lie. I'm gonna be fair. Both these episodes get a 3, but it's a very weak 3. Like a very weak 3.
Hmm.
To be honest, these episodes. Well, episode 9 definitely gets a 2.5. It's just not memorable enough for me to. They bring up
I
Tim and they introduce a plot that goes nowhere, and it's just a
Yeah,
lot of
I
nothingness.
remember the last half of it bit
Yeah, it builds up
more
the
than the.
kidnapping and then
It
it
it almost
introduces
felt
the
like
kidnappers.
it almost felt like yeah, like it almost felt like there should have been like if it was gonna be that type of episode, it should have just like did a little bit more focus on the Tim aspect on it, maybe like hinted a little bit more towards that, then ended it on the cliffhanger of her getting kidnapped, and then
Yeah,
have that
for
go to
sure.
the next episode. But
I just wish
I
that this organization
I don't
was addressed before. Like they're having all these news reports of all these carnivores like killing people. They literally just could have had one news report, been like, "Hey, they should be weary of this criminal organization. They kidnap people for the black market." Like
Mhm.
just a throwaway line. Like they have plenty of time
Yeah.
to put just shove one in there. They could have.
And I think I mentioned it in another one, but you see what I mean when I said like how it seems like they had trouble adapting it and pacing it from the manga. Like it's very apparent, like
Oh yeah,
of like how to,
it's. I'm not gonna lie. This seems like the kidnapping is just like a B plot that they wanted to do. Like it doesn't even seem like it's integral to the story because of how just abrupt it is.
I mean,
I mean, I get that
yeah,
it's kind of like in
I
real
could
life.
see
Like a
that.
kidnapping is abrupt in real life, but just
Mhm.
even how they're like focusing on it, like they're having it be more like of a diplomatic thing, like, oh, the mayor's being corrupt and stuff now. Oh, what's this about? It's like, why you got to do this?
Mhm.
I like that they addressed the fact that he looked more cartoonish than the rest of the lions. That was bothering me actually, and that it's because he
Yeah,
had
because he got plastic surgery to like the make
that.
himself look more cute and friendly,
Yeah,
and like got dentures too. He got his fangs removed.
Yeah, that was a nice little thing. I like that. That's also a bit of good. That's also good world building because it lets you know that there are carnivores out there that like go an extra mile to like fit in and blend in with the herbivore society more.
Yeah, that's what I think that's the perfect way to describe season one of this so far is world building.
Yeah, that's what it's solely. It's been world building and character development, and that's solely what it's been so far. It hasn't
Hmm.
focused on the actual plot mystery that they introduced in episode one whatsoever.
Nope, not yet. Sure hasn't.
Like they, I just wish there was like one student that was like obsessed with it, or that just it
Hmm.
it just feels like nobody cares about this murder that happened in their school.
But but also like
Like there's, it seems like
kind
they're
of realistically,
desensitized
like
to it. To be honest,
how many people in real life, even like for like loved ones, still like trust the police to do it or like know that they're not really detectives, so they can't really do anything. I mean, not
I
everybody
don't
just like
mean
goes on
like they have to be like
a.
trying to solve the mystery for themselves or anything. I just
Mm.
feel that there's always that one distraught person that's like constantly hounding the police. Like they don't let up. Like no matter what. Like their whole life becomes the case. Like even though
Mm.
they know they can't do nothing or something, but there's always that one person that just doesn't want the case to go cold.
So,
So episode
so
nine.
even though plot-wise, episode 9 was a little weak. Um, Definitely some strong scenes, some hard to watch scenes because they were well done. uh,
Mm,
I, I think that I don't know the sexual assault's very uncomfortable.
I didn't see it as sexual assault. I saw it as a cannibal looking at like their next
Well,
victim.
she even said that she wasn't only seen as prey as an herbivore, but she was being preyed on upon as a female, and they literally had her ass up,
Well,
like
yeah, I saw
looking at
that. I saw that. I did see
and
that,
that
but
dude like did
he
lift
didn't.
up and was like looking, yeah.
They had him seem like the other three lions. Yeah, they seemed perverted, but he didn't seem like he seemed more dignified. The main lion, he seemed a lot more dignified than that.
Then he became perverted later because he said he started humiliating her because he wanted her to be humiliated because he said that made her taste better.
Yeah, but that was more on making her taste better. That wasn't.
Because when the actual scenes, which is actually in episode 10 of like her actually being naked and forced to like be in that the presenting position, uh, that was the boss.
Yeah, I get
So
you.
it was both. I got you. So and this also really cemented the whole sort of cannibalism or the carnivore stuff being sort of a symbolism for rape or for lust. I think this definitely cements it. This is
I
when it
can
was
I
like
guess you
obvious.
can
I think
kind
it's
of
when it
see
like
that,
kind
but
of pops up. Yeah.
I'm not really seeing the carnivoralism as being symbolized for lust. I think that they can like some of them can make the carnivalism sexual for them. Like they can make it a sexual act, and I guess that's what the boss was doing at the end of it. But it just they didn't. I didn't have enough time with the boss to
Well,
really
I mean, I didn't think.
understand.
I'm not saying like everyone in the universe has a sexual connection to it. I'm just saying that the theme
Yeah,
is.
I'm getting that, and I was gonna get there. I was just saying like they didn't give enough time with the boss to make it seem like he was making it. Like I said, with like I mentioned it earlier, the other three, yeah, they probably do make it a sexual thing, but the main boss, they didn't. He seemed like he was pretty dignified with it, and the only reason why he was doing what he was doing is because that he just believes that that's the way to get the tastiest meat, and not because he has to get his rocks off while doing it.
Yeah, it seemed like he was getting his rocks off, just in a weird,
Not to. I'm just saying to me,
more
it didn't seem like
ritualistic
that.
way.
They
Yeah.
didn't. They didn't make. They made it very hard for that to come across. That's what he was doing
I
it
mean,
until the last
I definitely
scene.
agree that he seemed to be
Until the very
believable, and
last
he.
scene, I will admit the last
Yeah.
scene was degrading as fuck for any person.
Hmm.
So yeah, episode 9 definitely gets a 2 out of 2.5 out of 5. And episode 10 I'm going to give a week 3 cuz I'm it's the story's good and all, but they're completely went away from the two other plots that they've already built, and they've already introduced another plot that they're completely ignoring. So right now we have the Tim mystery, which they haven't addressed at all, and then you have all the character drama that's going on with Lewis, Haru, Lugoshi, and Juno. We have all that to focus on, and now we have the kidnapping as well, and then we also
Hmm.
have, which I don't know when it's going to come up. We also have the carnival students beating up Lewis. We're gonna have that to worry about that, and now we have to worry about the mayor being corrupt, and it just seems like they're
Oh yeah, the
introducing
mayor.
a lot of plot points that are going to be
Hmm.
in. I want this series. I don't want this series to inflate too much to where there's a lot of plot threads that are left unaddressed at the end of it all, because it's not successful enough to be as long as most series are that can have these many plot points this early
Hmm.
on.
Yeah,
Like it would be better
I
if it
understand
was
your concern.
Like it would be better if they was focusing more on the drama and sprinkling in the mystery. Like it would be a lot better if they were doing it that way instead of the way they're doing it now.
Hmm.
Because I feel that they could have addressed the world building with the mystery itself.
Yeah.
Like like I know it's not, but I know it's not what I'm getting or anything, but let's say they did make it to where one of the students was obsessed with the murder. Let's make it Lewis, because he's the only one that cares about Tim apparently. Let's say
Hmm.
he was obsessed. How they could have introduced the black market is, and they could even introduced his backstory this way as well, that he could have went to the black market, and while he was going to the black market we could have had the flashbacks of him at the black market, and then it would have been a much more enduring scene, him going to the black market looking for Tim's killer and everything, trying to figure out who it is,
Hmm.
instead of
Yeah.
having, and they could have even had Legoshi go with him, and they could have still had the weird goat dude offer Legoshi his fingers and everything. They could have still done all that. It I know that the series is going to address most of my issues later on, but that's the problem that I have. It's I have
Hmm.
to wait and watch the whole, like, it's got the Netflix syndrome, sadly, where they want you to binge watch the entire series in one sitting
Yeah,
instead of.
honestly, that's what makes it just a little bit more interesting is because I actually did binge watch it when I first watched it.
Yeah, no,
So
I'm not gonna
I
lie, I
actually had less
couldn't. I'm glad we're
problems.
doing
I
it
had a
this
lot less
way
problems with, yeah.
because I couldn't binge watch this, to
And
be
and
honest, because I
and
get
it's funny because
frustrated.
I binge watched season two, so that'll be interested too.
But I can already tell from how they're going that unless season two doesn't have any more plot points introduced, I can already tell that they're gonna try to go for a season three in this. And I'm not
Mm,
sure if I can stick around. Like, season two has to be like really fucking good for me to want to stick around for a third season because I'm going to watch the second season, but I'm questioning like whether if I like this series or not.
mm,
Like it hasn't grabbed me completely yet. Like I'm interested enough to keep going, but I'm not in love with the series.
mm. I got you.
All right. Well, that's enough for now. Uh that will be a bye-bye.
Bye bye.